Hey everybody, this is Marley K. I got a good video for you I want to play. If you're African American, we really need to pay attention to this, and I want to do a little brief talk. I'll give some commentary about the record industry, the music industry, and I guess the entertainment industry in general, and how it portrays our community and the dysfunction that has ensued since we turn over what we believe should be entertainment for us, the ability or the control that we had over the visuals that, you know, our people portray to our people. Somewhere along the way, we got away from caring about how we looked to our people and to the world, or we relinquish that, or we allow our community to be infiltrated like we always do. And now we have a problem. We have a sickness. And this guy, who is a former music executive for quite some time, has been putting out these videos. He's been telling the truth. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's been putting out these videos. And even music artists have really been talking about this all over the internet. It's Cassidy, Orlando Brown, Jaguar Wright, Cardi B. Like, so many artists have been just talking about how this industry truly is, and they don't really have any control, is what they're telling you. What these artists are telling you. They're telling you that these people in the industry are snakes. They're telling you that they don't really have control over what they do, and that there really aren't any good people in the industry. And so if there aren't any good people in the industry, then what they're putting out and producing isn't good. And the agenda or the goal is to injure our community, have us divided, have us dysfunctional, have us demoralized, and have us humiliated before the entire world, because that's just what these people do. The goal is to make sure that we are never liked, that we are always hated, and that we are a mockery to our God, the Most High. So I'm going to play this video so you can hear it.
We are being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the Black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, and money, so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government, and as a result, gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this, to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important.
So, did you hear this guy when he was talking about, they want to promote death, sex, drugs, and money in our culture? That's what you see today. All the old radio stations that we used to have are pretty much going off the air. They've been purchased by these big mega companies, corporations who, went around and buying up all the small radio stations. And so now you just hear the same music every hour, all day, 24 hours a day. They are programming us with death, sex, drugs, and money. That's why we, talking about Molly's and Percocets and, um, whatever derogatory stuff that the music artists talk about today. Today they talk about demons and evil and selling their souls and uh, date rape drugs, raping women or devaluing women, and women devaluing men, seeing men as, you know, uh, walking wallets and paychecks, men seeing women as just prostitutes and sex toys, objects, porn stars. It's led to the debauchery of, you know, that we see today. Young girls think OnlyFans is a way to make a living, and it is a way to make a living, but it also damages the culture. So, I just want to talk about how we can fix this, because I look at the gender wars online, how women hate men, men hate women. Not all, because specifically talking about African American people. You can't hardly scroll on social media without somebody sharing something negative about a man or a woman. And it is being socially engineered. And I've been talking about this for the last week. I'm going to continue to talk about it all year until we get it, that everything about our culture has been socially engineered. And now that you have these people finally coming out and telling the truth, during the end times, everything that was hidden is going to be revealed before whatever the bad stuff that's happening. And so now you're seeing a revelation of things that have been going on for a long time that we did not know and we couldn't see. But now these people, because I guess they understand, their days are numbered, or because they feel as though they are um, maybe they have guilt, but they're actually telling us what's happening. Or maybe it's because of the awakening, because African Americans are finding out that they are the chosen people and that we're supposed to live differently, that we've been tricked, that we have been disobedient, and that we are so far away from the law, statutes, and commandments that were originally given to us by the Most High, to show us how to live and worship and to live set apart. We're so far away from that. Um, and judgment is about to come. That's the other thing that people aren't talking about. All these different things that are happening in the world, a lot of it is tied to judgment. And so as you see people waking up and realizing that, oh, the chosen people are not the people that are screaming the loudest that they're chosen. It's really the people who have been hidden and the most demoralized, um, people in the world, who have been, under oppression for the longest than any other group in history, and who have suffered collectively as a people the most demoralizing type of slavery. Is so bad that it created a new type of slavery like nobody else in the history of people endured what we had to endure. And not just us African Americans, but anybody that the people that were sold in the Atlantic slave trade, people from the Caribbean and South America and all over the world, where the people sold us. I'll say the people because I don't want to get in any trouble. But just know that there is a concerted effort to target us African Americans specifically, because we are a chosen people. We are a powerful people. When we do bad, we have the power to influence other people to do bad. When we do good and we come together and do good, we have the power to awaken people and cause people to do good. Well, the powers that be, who shouldn't be, want us to continue to do bad because they work for the ruler of this earth. And while he has control and power and dominion over the earth, he wants to take as many souls as he can. And he's used African American people in this music and entertainment industry to use us to do so. Now these people are finally telling us what time it is, and it is up to us to wake up and change. And I will say this: if the head is sick, the whole body is sick. And in our community, and like most communities in the world, the men are the heads of the communities. And I know if you are a woman or if you are a feminist, you are not going to be down with this message. But if you haven't noticed, feminism is not working. Feminism is failing. Feminism um, got y'all still competing with men. So, what was the point? You fought for freedom and equality to compete with men, only to allow trans men and women to come into the fold. And now people can be whatever they want to be. And now y'all competing with a whole new group of people. Like, it don't make no sense, but I'm not even going there. I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm talking about African American people, Black people, and how we have been used. We are pawns in a game that we cannot win because the game was not created for us to win. The only way to win is to not be a pawn and to get out of the game. And so I'm saying all that to say it is time for us to clean up our community. Black men don't like Black women, and Black women do not like Black men. And both parties are creating children who hate each other. We don't like Black people. And so you have this whole generation of Black people, Black children who don't want to be Black. And then you add to that the push to engage in interracial dating and marriage, which is outside of the will of the Most High for us because we're supposed to marry within our tribe. It's in the Bible, look it up. We are just constantly making problems for ourselves and going down roads that we shouldn't go down because we are out of order. We are outside of the will of our God, not their God, not the different gods of this world, our God. And we cannot afford to continue down this path because we are, are supporting our own demise, basically. And so the biggest way that we are participating in it is through escapism, entertainment, music, movies, social media, any type of mass communication. You turn on the radio, you can listen to the same terrible song every hour. Sometimes you can hear more than once per hour. You see all these music artists promoting all this terrible music, and now they've even gotten so bold as they're on social media telling you they've sold their souls to the devil. And so when they're singing to you and rapping to you, they are casting spells on us. You cannot believe in the occult if you want to, but the people who worship Satan and worship and witches and worship all this other stuff, they believe in what they believe in, and they know that there's power in darkness. They also know there's light. They also know there's a God. There are a lot of gods, but they also know our God. They don't like him. So they work against him and they work against us. The powers that be have made sure that we don't know what evil is because they are evil. They've hidden who we are because they know once we start crying out, things will change supernaturally. They understand the power of our cries and our words. That's why when stuff happens to us and we all come together and we start marching and protesting, they get scared as hell. They got to do something to disband that shit because we African Americans have power. We have power in our words. We have power in our voices. We have power when we come together collectively on one accord to cry out against tyranny, against whatever. They know our power. We don't understand our power. That is why they keep us divided, and we don't understand that. So we have to learn how to trust each other. We have to learn how to love each other. We have to learn how to decolonize everything about ourselves and get out of this system. We have to learn how to to set ourselves apart from all these other cultures and all these other people. We are special. We are chosen. And I'm just tell you straight up, how the Jews live today, that's how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to be set apart. We're supposed to have our own culture. We have our own traditions. We have our own clothes that we're supposed to wear. We are supposed to marry our own. We have certain ways that we're supposed to raise our children. We have a certain diet. We have certain days that we are supposed to set aside that are holy, that we're supposed to keep. And everything that we're supposed to do, we are disobedient and not doing it. And that's why our community is failing. We are failed. Like there's not much we're going to be able to do about our plight until we just pluck ourselves out, open up the Old Testament, read it, understand that anytime you see the children of Israel, that's us. When you see Judah, that's us. It's not nobody else, it's us. We are the original people. Everything destructive that is being done to us is being done to us to keep us oppressed, to keep us bound, and really to stop judgment. Because it's time for us to come out of captivity. It's time for our people to awaken, and we're awakening, which is why you're seeing us being persecuted, which is why you see us being censored. You see people trying to wake up the masses and tell people, hey, this is going on, and we're labeled conspiracy theorists. You see people out here preaching and telling you, hey, you better get your life together, set yourselves apart, be a chosen people, because this is who we are. We're not supposed to do boom, 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 boom. You see that. And those are the messages that are getting suppressed. Those are the people that are getting channel strikes. Those are the people that are having their stuff taken down. Like I've had stuff taken down, you know, in less than 30 days, 2 sites that I write on. I'm telling the truth and I'm being punished. And that's what y'all need to pay attention to. The people who are telling you the truth are being persecuted. The people who are telling lies are allowed to speak freely. Things are only going to get worse if you do not wake up and understand what is happening. We are chosen, but we are pawns in a game we are never going to win. So we have to take ourselves out of the game. That means men folk, y'all got to change. It means y'all got to stop picking these types of women that they have crafted and told us that, that are the images that they want us to be. You're going to have to reject that. Y'all going to have to get back to the basics and tell us, hey, this is how y'all supposed to be. And this is the type of woman we want to wife. Ladies, same thing. The men are singing about stuff and doing stuff and living ways that are contrary to our laws, statutes, and commandments given to us by the Most High. We're going to have to be like, nah, I can't rock with you, bro. I'm setting myself apart. I'm waiting. Looking for Mr. Right. For those of us with children, we're going to have to talk to our children and we're going to have to get our children back in order. Our children have adopted cultures and gods and ways and practices that do not belong to our people. They belong to other groups of people. We're practicing everything, New Age mysticism and just all kinds of stuff, witchcraft, nothing, atheism. Just we are doing so many things that are wrong, and we don't have long to get things right. If you can't see judgment is all around us, where this world is failing, you see the weather is failing, you see the monetary systems are failing, you see the food is being poisoned and it's failing. And you could say it's judgment or not judgment, but all these things have been prophesied. We know the end, just like we know the beginning. And there's a middle. And right now, we are at a point where things are getting ready to change and not for the better. For us, we're going to be persecuted. They're coming after us. They're targeting us. And so as we speak and we try to sound the alarms, not only for our people, But for all people, they're going to silence us. They don't want us to tell what's coming. Y'all know who they are, because they are trying to get as many souls as they can to not give their lives over to the Most High. And a lot of these people are working for the wicked one. Once you figure out what is going on, you have to get yourselves out of it. And you can believe that it's just religion. It's I don't know what to believe. There's so much truth out there now. There is no excuse. You got a phone, you got computers, you got tablets. Use your stuff for good. Turn off the TV. Stop listening to music. Stop watching movies. Focus on learning about our history. There's so much stuff out there about why we are hated, why we are persecuted, why people don't like us. And here we are still acting like we don't understand. The powers that be love this. They love that we are not paying attention. They love it. We have got to get ourselves back in order. The African American community is out of order, and it's intentional. It's by design. This guy told you in this video what time it is. It's not the first time he's spoken out. It's probably not going to be the last time. But it's up to us to do something about it. You said he's noted we are specifically targeted. And because we are targeted, you have to ask yourself, why? Ask yourself, why are we targeted? Why are we hated so much? Why is it that we are targeted more than any other group? And the answer is because we are chosen. We are special. We are a royal priesthood. We are the beginning and the end. We are the head and not the tail. But we don't know that because they have switched our history around, erased it. A lot of this is our identities been stolen, and people who are pretending to be us are not us. And the world is blessing and honoring them and not us. And they are using us to make a mockery not only of ourselves, but our God, because we are ignorant. So we have to stop being ignorant. We have to change. We have to repent. We have to acknowledge our issues. A lot of this stuff is not our fault. And beating each other up is not going to solve anything. We've all made mistakes. We're all victims of this society. From the war on drugs to just single parent households, feminism that helped further divide the male and female relationships, our children exposed to all sorts of foolery, our economic situation. We're in this situation because of disobedience. The whole reason we were sold into slavery was because we kept allowing ourselves to be influenced by people who worshiped other gods. And we were conquered by those people. And the Most High got sick and tired of us and our foolery. So he let us go into captivity. He got tired of saving us, cleaning us up, and then we go right on back and marry people we're not supposed to marry, indulge in practices we know we're not supposed to indulge in, fellowshipping with people that we're not supposed to fellowship with, living amongst people we're not supposed to live amongst. And the Most High was like, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead on and do it. Y'all want the smoke, I'm gonna give it to you. So he did that. And for 400 years we've been cursed, but the curses are broken and now we can be free. But a lot of us are choosing to remain captive. And so it's up to us to free ourselves. Nobody is going to free us. We're going to have to wake up. We're going to have to move. We're going to have to separate ourselves, cry out. We're going to have to ask for forgiveness and repent of our sinful nature. And then we are going to have to learn how to treat each other. We're going to have to learn how to trust each other. We're going to have to learn how to love each other. Men are going to have to learn how to lead, and women and children are going to have to learn how to follow. We do not have much time. I'm going to play this video one more time, and hopefully, and I'll put it in the description, hopefully you understand what this man is trying to tell you. We've been set up. We are pawns in a game, and we're never going to win.
We are being used. You've been used for a long time. They create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the Black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death, drugs, and money so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was. And in doing so, they created a world that also made people more dependent on government and as a result gave themselves more power. The record executives that push you to do this to go and continue to profit off the backs of your work, they're in cahoots with the elite. They're in cahoots with the government. They want you to think you're important.
All right. So I'm going to leave it there. Y'all need to understand that we don't have any recourse. We are pawns in a game. They are loading our community up with drugs, sex, money, death, and we are living exactly what they want us to live. We are exactly the way that they want us to be. And the best thing that we can do is change. The most fruitful thing for our community is that we could change. And if we don't, we allow them to win. They win. If we change, they lose. But it all starts with Black men. Every community has men leading their community, except for the African American community. Even, in America where you have the feminist movement, you see the women are leading, and you see what's happening to all the West. The West is falling apart. And if you haven't seen the research paper that I went over by J.D. Unwin and Daniel Janicek, I advise you to read that. I'll put a link to that also in the description and try to put the video at the end of this one. But until we change and until men get right, fix themselves, repent, stop blaming women for what's wrong with our community, because it starts with the head. Y'all are the head. And so until y'all get right, we can't get right. Until y'all repent and we see you repenting, we're not going to repent. Until y'all start loving us, we're not going to love y'all. And if we are holding grudges and keeping score, we're doing the same thing that the dominant society does. We're not supposed to live like that. We're not supposed to be like that. We are a special people. We are a chosen people. Instructions for how we are to live are in the good book, the Holy Bible. It's not that difficult. We just got to open the book up, read it, and live by it. Commit to living by it. So that is all I have to say about the African American community in entertainment and the state of our community and culture. We are on the Titanic sinking. And if we don't come together so that we can save ourselves, nobody else is going to save us. We are doomed. Death, sex, drugs, and money is the culture, and it does not work. It's not working for us because that's not how we are supposed to live. I said it and I'm standing by it. The fruit is before us. We are dysfunctional. We are broken. We are not going anywhere. And we are not going to get anywhere until we change. The head is sick, so the body is sick. Men folk, y'all are the head. And so y'all got work to do in order for the rest of the body to get well. Don't matter. You can point fingers. You can talk about women all day long and not accept responsibility. But all you're doing is prolonging the inevitable. And that is the death and destruction of African American people and Black people in general. We are the head and not the tail. So let us do what we are supposed to do so that we can be better. All right, people. I love y'all. Don't forget to like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Um, Try to do your own research on who we are, because we're not who they tell us we are. We are a chosen people. We are Judah. We are the children of Israel. We are the people of the book. We are in captivity, but our captivity is almost over and our redemption is near. All we got to do is get back to the way that we are supposed to be, and the condition of our people will get better. But it starts with the men, and it starts with men educating themselves. So educate yourselves, change so that people can follow you, because nobody's going to follow broken men. Nobody's going to follow men who are out of order, and nobody's going to follow unrepentant men. I can tell you that because I ain't following you either. So with that said, I'm out. Take care. I will put some good channels for you to follow so that you can learn and get educated about who we are in the description. But please do your research. And then once you do your research, repent and commit to change, because that's the only thing that's going to save our people. Love y'all, and I'm out.